And welcome back to Music Free Static. I hope you're having a fabulous day. And I do a lot of building on stream in Minecraft. Okay, not surprising because that's my whole channel. Music Free Gaming is almost completely Minecraft. But I like to build in what I call building based on vibes. Okay, now it's a little bit of a joke, but the reality is when I build, I don't use schematics, right? I don't fire up Lightmatica. I don't build it all in creative first and then take it over to survival. And the same is true of most of the things I build with redstone. There are a few things like I built a potion brewer in creative, and yeah, I'll bring that in so I don't have to keep figuring it out if I want to rebuild it in my survival world. But that's a very special case. It's a very small build and things like that. But what got me thinking about it was actually a comment Impulse SV had in, I think it was during a live stream when he was talking about his new quote unquote forever vanilla solo world. It's his Redstone to Riches series. Is that he felt like he was losing something with Minecraft and he wanted to get back to the basics, right? Because he does all this amazing stuff in Hermitcraft, but he follows the same sort of model that most hermit crafters do, is that they build all of these big things in survival, they get it all figured out, then they rebuild them in survival, right? They build them in creative, then build them in survival. Okay, if I misspoke, sorry, I'm tired, it happens. Now, the hermits build some amazing builds, okay? They they do some amazing stuff, and I'm not going to fault anybody for wanting to build that way or feeling like they need to in order to get the look they want in survival, because honestly, a lot of the hermits, they make their money based off the YouTube videos, and those videos are based a lot on how amazing their builds are. Okay, and that's great for them. I can't do that. I just can't. Okay. And again, I'm not throwing shade, right? Minecraft is a game that's played in a lot of different ways. And also, I'm not I'm not playing Minecraft as my sole livelihood, right? I don't I don't make enough money from streaming or YouTube to make a living at it. So, I get to do things a little differently perhaps. But even if I were, I don't think I could play that way for a couple of reasons. One, I get bored building in creative, right? I mean, it's one thing if I'm trying to figure out a redstone thing, right? And I just need to be able to tinker a little bit. That's one thing. Or I did build it's like in my current survival world, I have a bridge made of happy ghasts. And it's really cool, but it's got this sort of frame around the ghasts to keep them in place. Well, I went into creative first to be sure I knew how that was going to work without having to worry about all of the oddities of survival and getting the ghasts in place and stuff. I was just able to slap them in. That it was just 100% a is this going to work? Okay. Could I have done that in survival? Yeah. But it wasn't like I was doing the entire build. I just needed to double check a couple of sections to be sure. Okay, is this going to work? Yes, no. All right, cool. But that is by and large an exception to how I do things. Okay. Now, partly, I don't build things in creative first and then in survival because I don't want to build it twice. It's boring. I, you know, building it once is great. I get the excitement. And maybe actually this is part of the reason why I like to just build it up in survival, even if it may not be the greatest thing ever. I love the excitement of getting it put together in the first place, right? Of the problem solving that comes either with redstone or even just what I like to call decorative nonsense. If I'm doing something decorative and say, hey, I need to do something with this awkward corner, and coming up with something that just looks really cool, right? That's that whole endorphin hit, and I just love that. But I don't get that again when I bring it back into out of creative into survival, right? It's just, oh, I've done this before, let's photocopy it. No, it's that sort of hit, that sort of creative, I don't know, enjoyments that I really like, right? Now, when I build, I do most of my building on stream. Okay, partly that's time related, right? I have a full-time job, I have a family, and streaming. I do stream and I do YouTube, and I do want to try to build up my channels to bring in some money, and that there's a time commitment there. There's time editing clips and a bunch of other things. Plus, sometimes I just need to take time away from all of that. So take a couple hours to read or something, right? As I talked about a couple of weeks ago, it's okay to be bored. It's okay to take a couple of hours or even 15 minutes and just say, I have nothing scheduled for this time. What am I going to do with myself? Okay. And that's okay. But all of that combined means I don't have a huge amount of time necessarily to play. Usually I do have a few hours, but it's here and there. And usually what I end up doing during that time is some of the busy work that isn't necessarily the most exciting to do on stream. It doesn't have to be, though. I mean, I could do that busy work on stream, and I have. One of the more fun streams I did a while back was a terraforming stream where I wasn't doing even detailed terraforming. I was just placing a lot of dirt to cover up a giant hole. And we had some great conversations. But when I build, and especially when I build on stream, I sort of go into it as like, what do I feel like working on today? Okay. And we start there. So we're building based off of those sort of vibes. So do I want to build a redstone farm? Do I want to add something to this building? Right? Do I want to decorate this interior or add this room? Or I had a wild thought not long ago that I wanted to have automatic doors, piston doors on my build, which is fine, right? A lot of builds have piston doors. But I wanted this to be powered and triggered using the creaking. I was just, hey, this is an idea. Let's see if it works. So that's what I did on stream. And we built it all together on stream and ended up building this cool door. And that's what I mean, really, when I talk about building based off vibes, is that part of it is just, am I in the mood to work on this particular project today? Not, do I have to work on this project because this is what's in my next video? Okay. That's just not what I'm doing. But also, it's just what I'm feeling goes into what I'm building, right? Am I feeling like I need something that's sort of fits a darker vibe? I can do that. It's like someone who decides to paint a landscape versus a portrait versus, whatever, a fantasy castle or something, because that's just sort of what they're in the mood to do. Minecraft is a creative outlet for me. And I love that sort of on-the-spot creativity. And sometimes it's actually cool because I'm limited by what I have. Now, there are some times it's like, okay, I really want this here. I don't have it yet. Let's go get it. Now, sometimes going and getting it is going to be harder, and it's like, all right, in Minecraft, Prismarine is a great block, but it's hard to get, or sea lanterns, hard to get. So, all right, that'll be a problem for future me. That comes up a lot. That's a problem for future me. Comes up a lot. It's like, okay, we'll make that the subject of another stream here. But because I have a specific goal, I'm not building a prismarine farm just because I need a prismarine farm. I'm building it because I want prismarine. So that's something that maybe I don't do it that day or even the next, but now it's on my list of, all right, what I'm feeling like I want to get this done, we can go do that. And sometimes it's nice to work just with the limitations that I have. Not because I don't have the entire block palette. Sometimes it's nice to almost be forced to work with, okay, this is what I have on hand, And I could go get a couple of other things, but honestly, yeah, I'm not feeling it. Let's just work with this. And I can come up with something that's really cool. Now I might come back and change it again later because you know what? That was fine, but I really do want, whatever. Want another block here that I just did not have. Okay? And that's cool. Can totally do that. The nice thing about Minecraft is nothing's permanent, right? It's okay to go back and change something. This is, you know what? This isn't quite working for me. Let's fix this. As I said, I love these sort of on the spot creativity. I like working with all of this stuff and I like the distractions of like, okay, I guess I need this, so let's go build the thing. Like I needed ink because I'm going to be using a lot of black terracotta. Well, I need black ink. Well, okay, I guess we're going to go digress for a little while. We're going to build a squid farm. Right? Is this the fastest and most efficient way to build things? Not even a little bit. Okay? It's just not. And that's okay. I mean, as much as I like efficiency, it doesn't have to be, I don't have to be the most efficient at everything I do. And anyone who's watched me play knows that I am definitely not. But is it fun? Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's definitely fun. I love the distractions. And it's even more fun when I'm on stream with chat because one, it ends up being the running jokes. Oh, okay, squirrel, we're going to go do the thing. But it really is fun because it fires my creative juices in multiple ways. Like, ooh, I need to get this. How do I get that? All right, here's another problem to dive into and let's solve this. And it's going to be cool, right? And yes, having chat there really helps too, because sometimes they drop in, suggestions. Sometimes they drop good suggestions, sometimes not so much. Sometimes we're just there for the jokes. Right? But I love the heck out of it. Now, is it for everybody? No, of course not. That's okay. I mean, we could build. I mean, Minecraft is great. It's a sandbox. Everybody can build the way they want to build, and they can play it the way they want to play it. One of the things I've been trying to get into more, especially with redstone, is figuring out a lot of these more common redstone things myself, like my potion brewer. There are a zillion potion brewer recipes on YouTube and other places. If you want to go find how to do an automated potion system, there are a bunch of them out there. I built one that is based off of, wasn't quite a tutorial, but it was sort of a, hey, here's how this works section of a video from Impulse. And it's fine. It works okay. But I wanted to build it with myself, right? I wanted to figure out how to do this because ultimately, if I want to learn and be better at doing redstone in Minecraft, I don't get there just by copying other people. I get there by figuring it out myself, right? So yeah, even my redstone, it's based off vibes. Does that mean it's going to be the most efficient? No. Does it mean it's always going to work? No, not even a little bit. And yeah, sometimes I'm going to get frustrated with it and all that, but that's okay because that problem solving is really what I love about Minecraft. And so whether it's a technical problem using redstone, whether it's a decorative problem, doesn't matter. All of these are challenges with solutions that I get that little endorphin hit when I get a solution. It's like, yes, this is cool. I love it. And really, the best reason of all for building based off vibes, for me, is because it's fun. For me, right? It is a style of gameplay I like, and that's what I go with. And honestly, I think that's something that Minecraft in general really does a pretty good job of encouraging. Minecraft YouTubers, not so much. Okay. And this is one of those things that I think it is not an intentional problem. Okay. Or an intentional I don't even know if problem is a thing, but I don't think this is caused intentionally by those Minecraft YouTubers like the Hermits or like Fwip or any of those people, okay? And there are a lot of great Minecrafters out there. The nature of YouTube tends to be I get a build done per video, right? That is the nature of YouTube. Okay. Now for some really big things like, you know, megabases or things like that, I keep going back to Impulse SV because it's an easy example, and then you only have one place to look, I suppose. He's been working on this big a big race track on Hermitcraft. He calls Metro Mayhem. Really great truck. The build is fun, and there's lots of good parts to it. But there's lots of parts to it, and so it's not something that he could have completed all in one episode. So each episode was sort of a distinct section, or hey, I'm revamping this, or other things. But it was the nature of a video for YouTube is a story with a distinct beginning, middle, and end. It's like, I am starting this, and I'm working through it, and this is where I'm ending. And that ending tends to be the thumbnail, right? Right? We're going to go get from here to there and do the thing. Right? And there are some people who are just insane. Tango Tech, for one. I love Tango. When he was building Decked Out 2 in the last season of Hermitcraft, he built this big castle to go over top of it. The Deep Frost Citadel, I think he called it. This big monster castle. And he built the first, I don't know, he built a couple of towers or something, but he basically ended up building the whole thing in one video. It was a little bit insane. Right? Unfortunately, I think that concept tends to be something that hits maybe non-YouTube creators, like you sitting home playing Minecraft, or even me sitting home playing Minecraft, even if I'm doing it on stream, with this mentality that, oh, I have to build this giant thing in a week. No, that's not true, right? Aside from the fact that Tango's a professional, and I mean this he gets paid to do this is his day job. He gets to spend 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day on this every day for a week or 2 weeks or whatever he needs, because that's how he gets paid. The rest of us, not so much, right? I said, I have a day job. I stream 3 days a week. That's my quote unquote guaranteed time that I have to build. And if I have free time, then I can do that. Yesterday I had the afternoon off from work because I worked late the night before. Great. So I went in, since I had the afternoon off, and I finished up some repetitive things that I had been working on stream on Thursday. Okay, great. I can't guarantee that I'm going to have that time, and that's okay. And sometimes, like, okay, I just want to get this done, or I'm just going to go place a bunch of black terracotta because I need it for the ceiling in my build, right? But when you're watching Minecraft YouTubers, so often it's, I have to do this, right? And heck, Imp and Skiz were talking about it, Impulse SV and Skizzleman were talking about it on the Imp and Skiz podcast this last week or so. Yeah, so Imp and Skiz were talking about dealing with creator block. They need to have something for a video. What do they do? Right? And that's their job, right? It's like writer's block for a writer. You've got to work through it. For the rest of us, yeah, we also face that, right? How are we going to build things? What are we going to build? I want to play Minecraft. I just don't know what I want to do, so maybe I'll go do something else. And that's fine. If you want to do something else, go do something else. But that's why I like the vibes-based building, is that, I don't have to finish this today. If I want to work on this section, I'll work on it until I decide, I'm going to go do something else. I'll go work over here. And that means maybe I've got lots of incomplete things, but it means I also get to work on really what benefits my emotional well-being. Does that make sense, right? It's what benefits that part of me most. And that's why I do it. That's why I like that sort of just survival first. We're just going to go in. This is what I want to go in and build today. So let's go build it. Now there are also a few things like I know I'm going to be building this storage system. I know it's going to be using the copper golem when that gets released. So I'm thinking ahead. Okay, I'm going to need copper for one thing. I know I'm going to need iron for hoppers and stuff. It's part of the reason I'm building this new iron farm is because one, I thought it'd be fun to build a bigger iron farm. Hence the whole vibe-based building. But two, I just needed more iron than I had. So I went to do the thing. That's what makes Minecraft fun. And said for me, I like to build. Said whether it's actual decorative buildings or redstone, I like to build. Other people, they just maybe want to go out and explore. And that's wonderful. Right? I don't know that I've seen a game that is so good at catering to different play styles as Minecraft. Right? Because it really does a great job at catering to those people who want to build or want to explore, or they've got some better like PvE type experiences with trial chambers and stuff. Like so if you just want to go in and thwack things with a sword, these trial chambers are great. They're great for that. So, I really love what they've been doing. I think that's part of the key to Minecraft's longevity. It's 16 years and still actively developed by Mojang. And that's crazy. And honestly, I don't see them stopping it anytime soon. It has just been going so well, and it works. And it works because it doesn't try to force you into too many boxes, right? It's one of the things, like I've looked at some other survival games, like Ark, and I haven't had a chance to fire up Ark and play it myself. I've just watched people stream it and things like that. But Ark forces you into a particular vibe. Okay, here you are, caveman dinosaurs building up technology. But your palette, it's limited in weird ways. Like Minecraft, it's big blocks, but it's big blocks of a particular color or texture, if you want to look at it that way. Ark, you have a wall. Here is a wooden stick wall that's just going to look this way. And I think that I don't know. I think that sort of, I don't know, restricts the creativity, but definitely forces a particular theme. And I saw the same type of thing in Enshrouded. Those times I watch people play Enshrouded, is that you very much have a particular theme that you have to work with, which I think limits some of the creativity. And I don't know quite what is that magic in Minecraft that brings all of those different bits together so well, but it works. It works great. And it's fabulous for those people. Just give me an empty world and I'm going to start and build this giant fish or a dragon, or I'm going to replicate this great cathedral or this train station, this museum in creative. That's amazing. Or hey, I'm going to drop into a world and I'm just going to explore and I want to find new things and see new vistas. And I do like, especially after Caves and Cliffs, the world generation of Minecraft looks so good. I love it. But that's not my favorite thing in the world to do. But as I've had to go out to find different things, seeing some of that generation, seeing some of this mountain looks amazing. This looks really cool over here. This looks, yeah. I love that stuff, man. So while I'm exploring, I said it's not the most fun for me. But when I do have to make those cross country trips and get to see, ooh, that looks really cool. Then yeah, I I totally get why people like to do that type of thing. So really, I think that's the biggest key for Minecraft for me is the sandbox is so good at getting out of the way. And so then when I want to sit down and build, I just let me just go with it. Let me just build based off vibes. Here's what I'm feeling like today. I want to work on this. Or I'm going to do this thing over here. And maybe I've got the materials for it or not. Sometimes it's going to be, you know what, it's going to look really cool here. I need some acacia. I don't have it. Let's go get it. Okay. And yeah, it's not efficient. It's not fast. But I like that even the distractions can be kind of fun. So yeah, that's again one of those things that works well for me. And that's why I'm going to continue with a vibes based approach to how I play Minecraft and how I stream Minecraft. And this is also why I don't make a lot of videos these days, because I that flow, trying to get that story for a build in the time that I have into a video just so rarely works that, you know, it's not worth the effort. Especially when I start looking at the numbers that the videos pull, it's really not worth the effort. So, you know, so I'm going to sit on stream and we're going to do the thing there. And that's going to work for me. You know, would it be the best way to build my channel? No, probably not. But I'm doing this because I enjoy it. So yeah, so bring on the vibes. And this is Music Free Static signing off.